One of the first events that we put on here was the Wingman Day, that first month that I was here. And we shut down the flight line and we ran around the flight line. And the one thing that stood out to me was these bright orange shirts. The one thing that really stood out from the bright orange shirts is that when everybody took off, you could see the bright orange pack moving in front of everybody else. And then they turned around and went back and encouraged the rest of the team that didn't have the orange shirts to get back on and finish up strong. So it was pretty impressive.
99 Club, basically I went to the PTLs of the squadron and we wanted to motivate the rest of the squadron to have just more 90s, and we want one of the highest percentages in the base. Someone along the line said, hey, let's do this t-shirts for people who have a 90 or above, kind of an elite club. CE always wants to lead from the front, best of the best, so the motivation doesn't come from the top, but it comes from our peers. So if we see one of our fellow staff sergeants, tech sergeants, A1Cs getting that 90, that might motivate more of the squadron to do the same.
It feels like anything is possible. To be honest with you, as corny as it sounds, but coming from somewhere where I didn't even work out before I enlisted to exceeding the standards is like an amazing feeling. Coming out of basic, I scored an 86, and every test after that was below a 90. I think my last test before I had my 93 was 89.4, and that was like frustrating, of course, because it's like almost there but not quite there. When Colonel Tonderberg came in and implemented this 90 and above club, it was like, I have to do it. I have to do it for myself. I have to do it for my shop, and very important for me to get that 90.
Outside help it does so many things. The one thing that it's hard for you to do by yourself is accountability. On any day, any one of us, anybody on this base can say, I'm too busy for that at any time. But when you have people who are relying on you to be there, to be part of an event, you make the time for it. And that's really what I see that the CE team is helping me do, is make the dedicated time to take care of myself so that I can continue to lead in the wing.
I want, come here, yes, turn around, sir. I want one of these.
I was told through the rumor that he wanted an orange t-shirt too. The rest of the squadron sees that, wing leadership likes what we're doing too, so that motivates the rest of the squadron. I'm really proud of the program. I hope it keeps going like I said, and one day I hope the entire squadron has all orange t-shirts.
Switch.
I got to thinking this morning about when I was preparing for PT, is the physical pillar of our resilience. It's the one that builds the other ones. In a PT session, it's probably one of the few times that you get to actively encourage someone.
Good, how about yourself? Good.
That physical teamwork that's going on in PT session is building the social pillar. So that if an airman has a problem, that if they can do it in this area, it's a pretty good probability that they're going to be able to do it in another environment also. You got all of these voices in your head that says, man, that's a lot, I can't do it anymore, I want to stop. Your PTLs are giving you an environment that's harder than a PT test to wash out that mental voice in your head and give you a new voice that says that you can do this thing that you've practiced. And then lastly, the spiritual. In those PT sessions, sometimes you're calling out to the one that you believe just to help you get through it. Your physical fitness and the pillars that you're trying to strengthen around it can come from that PT session.
Who